Sony's hero shooter Concord failed spectacularly, and there's one thing to blame from this whole debacle. Sony. Oh, sorry, bigots. This user blamed the bigots for this game failing. What do they have to do with anything? No, I'm not happy or satisfied that many talented and hardworking people wasted their time and money on this garbage. I blame Sony. Why would you blame bigots? It's because bigots say that they can't jerk off to the characters and cry about woke games all the time. Yeah, sorry to say this, but there is a correlation between characters with great design and characters that people jerk off to. Concord has neither, and I think this attitude is the reason why. Character designers just refuse to make their characters attractive because they don't want to be shamed by the puritanical Western gaming industry and community. What does Concord failing have anything to do with Sony thinking that PC is not worth investing in? Their last few ports have been very successful. Just because Concord failed doesn't mean they're gonna stop at any time. Don't worry, the Concord Defense Force doesn't stop there. It genuinely baffles me how you can defend this piece of trash game, but this next person proved that anything is possible.
If you celebrate games dying, I genuinely think you might just secretly hate video games. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you don't know. The game sucks. We made fun of it. That doesn't mean we hate games. We just hate this one in particular. Hate is too strong of a word. Pity more like.
There's a clear rise in people looking to dunk on anything, and this is the latest example of that.
Nope, people don't just look for things to dunk. Astrobot, another Sony IP, was critically acclaimed from critics and gamers alike. Concord is trash. People don't like trash.
Not a game for me. Not something I would ever play. I still wish the best for the devs regardless.
Yeah, and you know who didn't wish the best for them? Sony, because they put them through 8 years developing this trash, only to see it crash and burn like that. Seriously, I don't understand why people don't point the finger at Sony when they're the ones who are the most responsible for this piece of garbage to be released. So let's move on from Sony and PlayStation's horrible mistakes and talk about PC gaming. Oh wait, this is somewhat related, never mind. The recently released Astrobot received universal acclaim from critics and fans alike. It is a fantastic and whimsical old-school 3D platformer for the next generation console. Nice to see that the PlayStation 5 has another good exclusive.
Just get a PS5 and you won't need to beg for the best games.
No thanks, I don't play modern games, and I don't mind waiting because there are plenty of other games to play. Sony's gonna give us those games in a couple years.
Sorry PC beggars, but this isn't your game at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, that's for Sony to decide. If Sony does port Astrobot to the PC, what are you gonna do about it?
You exist to fund consoles for profit, nothing else.
So what? I don't mind people playing on consoles. There will always be a market for them. PC gaming is still amazing, but I also recognize that it's not for everyone. That's perfectly fine, but at least consider playing old games like Doom on your laptop. You'll get a PC gamer cred for that. I consider anyone who plays games on the PC as a PC gamer. It doesn't matter if they play retro games, emulate retro games, play solitaire, some gacha games, emulate Android games, desktop PC, laptop PC, only one PC, Windows, Linux, Macs. Playing them on the PC makes you a PC gamer. You don't need the best of the best GPU like the RTX 4090 to play PC games. Most PC gamers are playing on mid-range hardware like the RTX 3060. I have the laptop RTX 3060. I tried Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, 1080p 60fps, medium settings, perfectly playable. I put it down to 30fps so the fans don't scream too loud.
Granted, this is the most expensive GPU you can buy right now, but PC parts in general aren't cheap.
Not really. PC parts are much more affordable today compared to the crypto mining era. People can do their research and get great deals on new and used parts. The sooner you start learning about what all this means, the better. Otherwise, stick to consoles. But yeah, while most of you can just play PC games and nothing else, I encourage you to learn more about the PC that you're using, like the CPU, GPU, RAM, capacity, hard drive, etc. At the very least, learn about how to navigate the operating system. I mean, I ranted about Windows quite a lot, but it's not the hardest operating system to use. This person is in for a rude awakening in their workplace. The first problem that she met is that she's using a Dell computer, and she has no idea how to use it. Last time I checked, Dell computers use Windows, so she just confessed to the world that she doesn't know how to use Windows. I guess most people in America grew up using iMacs and MacBooks. There are cheaper used or refurbished Apple products. There are many whose work depend on macOS, but going from macOS to Windows is not the hardest thing in the world. The second one that shocked her is people emailing her outside of working hours. Honestly, I'd rather have someone email me outside of working hours than calling me, so it's not really a big deal for me, but it is clearly a big deal for her. Personally, this is the work that you chose, and there are worse things that a workplace will ask you to adapt to, so suck it up and learn how to use Windows. One benefit that Windows has over macOS is that there are more pirates there. Yes, there will be more malware too, but at least you can get most apps and games for free. That is, if your games don't encounter this. Denuvo is the leading anti-piracy measure for a lot of AAA games right now. A lot of games use this. Black Myth Wukong is one example. But there are games that don't use them, like the PlayStation exclusive releases, and all games released on GOG. Back then, it was easy to pirate PC games when they came out and get them for free. Nowadays, we have Denuvo to prevent all that, or at least for about a year or so. Game developers will usually remove the Denuvo from the games and make them easily cracked for all the pirates to enjoy. I get the anti-piracy prevention, but unfortunately, Denuvo reduces performance. Denuvo denies taking the blame on the performance losses, but the statistics say otherwise. They do reduce the performance of the games that have them. This is the reason why Denuvo is getting all the hate from both the pirates and the PC gamers that buy games. It's okay because I'm patient enough to wait for cracks, and I still have older games to get through. The existence of anti-tampering software like Denuvo is to prevent piracy, because piracy is bad, okay? This user talk about how piracy is bad and that piracy streaming websites like Kim Cartoon getting shut down is a good thing. The person recommended supporting the shows by watching them on their official streaming services, which is possible for shows that still air on them, and not for all the cancelled shows that no longer air there. Buying something doesn't always mean the creators are supported by that purchase. That money will go to the publishers, and they can do whatever they want with it, like laying off employees or closing studios. Also, piracy is not as easily accessible as you think it is. Few people know of places like the Piracy Megafred and its amazing resources that constantly receive updates, especially when people snitch to big corporations that take them down. The point is, for most people, it's easier to buy the stuff than pirate them. If something fails or gets cancelled, it's most likely not because of the pirates. Speaking of something that get cancelled, at least the people that defended the Acolyte don't blame them on pirates. Instead, they blame them on bigots. The same thing happened when Concord failed. They both sucked, that's why they failed. I don't think bigots have anything to do with them. First, all these forms of bigotries are opinions. Horrible opinions, but opinions nonetheless. No, I do not resort to discrimination with the Acolyte. Yes, there are YouTubers that talk about Star Wars a lot. I don't know what they're up to. I don't care. What I do know is that the show sucked. It sucked so bad that even people who don't review media or Star Wars think that it sucked. Yes, the online discourse about Star Wars is toxic. Yes, I know how opinionated, passionate, and horrible the fandom can be. Still, it's a zombie franchise that's being forced to stay alive through nostalgia bait, but that's more of a message to Disney than Star Wars fans. Naturally, zombie franchise also applies to MCU as well. Just screw Disney in general. Seriously, Star Wars needs help. The MCU needs help. But I think it needs the help of people with actual competence, rather than people that just have woke beliefs, or for that matter, anti-woke beliefs too. There are plenty of Steam curators that curate games and rate them for their wokeness. This curator repeatedly bashed games for including pro-LGBT messaging, implying that being pro-LGBT means you're woke. The curator bashed Hades for having a homosexual relationship between minor characters. Okay, and they're fictional characters. Then you have Cyberpunk 2077, which also has LGBT messaging. I guess it's wrong for me to wanting to bone Judy and Panam as female V. There's a mod for that. There's a trans character and a trans flag. So, Claire is awesome, her side quest is awesome, her truck is awesome, but my personal favorite critique, body modification encouraged. Body modification encouraged in a cyberpunk game. Color me shocked. Next thing you're telling me is magic is encouraged in Skyrim. Yes, the type A and B selection from Elden Ring is dumb, but to not recommend the whole game because of that is a sign that you need to get off the freaking internet. And that's all for the video today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it to the end, here's a kitty for you. And also, huge thanks to all these wonderful sponsors. You are all fantastic. If you want to see your names among these legends, then check out the links down below, just $1. And you'll support this channel a lot. Seriously, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out my ABB Show stream channel, link down below. Go subscribe. And I'll see you all next time.